Here's another quick fire grid for you. This is your X30 Senior final order. Joseph Taylor has pole position, Lucas Ellingham alongside on the front row. Tyler Reid and Jordan Brown start this final from row 2. Nathan Amos and Sam Heading on row number 3. It's an all-Torpy affair on row 4. Joshua ahead of Harry. Scott Smith and Alex Johnston are on row 5. Christian Brooks and Oliver Henwood start this race from row number 6. Archie Garlick and Brandon Matchell are on row number 7. Thomas Massarella and Vishal Patel are on row number 8. Steve Brown, returning to owner racing for the first time in 15 years, starts this final alongside Ty Stansfield on row number 9. That's an interesting one, 2 fast drivers there. Alex Doddington is top novice in this one, starts on row 10 alongside Caelan Burbridge, who has a lot of work to do. Ellis Bourchier and Mick Banner on row 11. Mick Banner's had some fantastic starts so far today. Let's see if he can do it in the final. Alex Moody and Hugo Gilbert on row 12. Mason Weir and Joseph Aarons will be on row number 13 of this grid here in this X30 Senior final. And moving on to row 14, Benjamin Southgate and Daniel Hackett. Daniel's had some awful luck so far today. Let's hope he can have a good final. Archie Forbett as well has also had some bad luck in this class so far. Starts in row 15 alongside Jack Davis. And then the last few rows of the grid, Martin Auger and Curtis Louis on row 16. Jack Sherwood on his own on the 17th row, 33 karts in the field. Oh, it's Ellingham's round. Ellingham has spun on the formation lap. Now, can he get back into position?
X30, some of the most experienced drivers here today. Here we go then for the race start. Looks like are we good to go? Yes, we are. And we've already got another one round. There's the 26. Is that who?
Curtis Louis.
It's Curtis Louis, and look at how these guys are definitely moving a lot slower compared to what we've seen. So let's keep an eye out for Alex Doddington. We'll watch we'll watch the sector times as they come in. There is definite rain down at Christmas, as we were informed. So let us see what happens here. So far, it is still, I think it might actually be Joshua Torpy out in front, all being very, very cautious.
If it is, that's remarkable, because Torpy was on the 4th row of the grid. Lucas Ellingham did not get back into position. He's had to start this race massively out of position, having spun on the formation lap. Nathan Amos is down the inside there in the red and white helmet. Everybody is slipping around for grip. We're trying to keep an eye on the black-plated number 72. The one single kart out there on wet tyres is absolutely flying. He's already gone purple in sector number 2. This could be a remarkable story here if a novice could beat all of these top drivers in X30 Senior. Is off. It's the number 48 of Archie Garlick, and is going to be relegated down to the bottom. Alex Doddington is up to 4th place. He's gained 50 positions. This could be absolutely inspired. There is the number 72 on the outside of Harry Torpy. This could be brilliant. Joseph Taylor leads as they come down the hill, but the number 72 has called this absolutely spot on with the tyres and is up to 2nd place, JJ.
Absolutely fantastic. This is racing at its absolute best. You've got it. There he goes. He's still fighting for 2nd place. The times aren't too different, so we are at exactly the cut-off point, and he's finger to the air thinking, I've got this. We've just got to make sure that the rain continues to come down, otherwise obviously his tyres will begin to overheat. So we're not looking at, so that wasn't
he wants more rain now. He just wants it to absolutely bucket it down here at Whilton Mill.
Something that might not work in his favour is that Lucas Ellingham has just set the fastest lap of the race, obviously on slick tyres, but there you can see Alex Doddington in 2nd place. He's just taken so much more speed through Christmas Corner, where we were told that is where it is raining more. We'll watch the gaps as they come through. As we can see them, it looks like it might be equalising a little bit, because it's only a 17.34 in sector 1 for Doddington.
Problem there. So who was that going slowly from about 4th or 5th place? It wasn't Ellingham. It might have been Sam Heading. We'll know in a second when someone doesn't come through sector number 2. It's Harry Torpy's come through. It's Ty Stansfield. Is Ty Stansfield in trouble again? Steve Brown is moving pretty quickly, was the fastest driver through sector number 1.
Doddington's just been overtaken by Joshua Torpy, and there goes someone off. It's the 95 of trying to find him there. It's Vishal Patel. It looks like I don't think it might. I think it might have stopped raining, because Doddington now going a bit backwards. He's still in there. The sector time's coming down a little bit. The rain is certainly in the air, so we will keep an eye on that as he's still having a look down the inside. But Joshua Torpey now sort of getting a grip of the conditions, and now it looks like there's the 99 getting past Alex Tollington as well. So Lucas Ellingham coming through the grid. So we will just have to keep an eye on this again. If more rain comes,
the number 73 of Harry Torpey just clipped the back of Alex Doddington there. Keep an eye on Steve Brown in the Team Quadrant karts. Number 90, he's used to these conditions. Arrive and Drive Club 100 karts, no wet tyres. He's done plenty of races in the wet over the years with these kind of black tyres on. As down the inside, the number 57, Sam Heading, looking for positions there. Alex Johnson's had a good lap last time around. It's up 3 positions to 11th.
It is very rare in karting, certainly from what we're used to in the commentary box, to see these to see tyres playing a massive part in it, because normally we never have a choice for what tyres we can put on, and normally the tyres are good enough to last for the whole event. So to see this massive change between wet tyres and dry tyres is something quite special. And while I think I have to say, whilst it was a great attempt from Doddington and it worked in the opening laps, I think it has rather come unstuck for him. He's falling down the order. I don't think the rain is hitting as much as it could. We've still got a few more minutes left of this race that it could still hit, but it looks like we've got some changes of position. I think Jordan Brown on the move. What were you seeing, Andrew?
Tyler Reid past Nathan Amos there for 6th place. The trouble for Doddington now, as well as there's a mechanical flag for Mason Weir. If he's worn the tread out on those wet tyres, those cut tyres, if it was to rain now, they may be no use to him if the tyre's ruined. But you've got to give it to Alex Doddington. They properly threw the dice. There as Nathan Amos is off, and he's been joined by the number 82, I think, of Christian Brooks. My goodness, it's still very, very tricky out there. Tricky conditions as the number 72 has been put on the grass by the 304. So Alex Doddington is he's still hanging it in there, though. You've got to give it to him.
The only thing that I think Doddington is, as Lucas Ellingham moves into 2nd place, for Doddington, he's got a massive gap to the next novice driver, Curtis Liu, who is only just starting the 6th lap. So I mean, he should be okay for the novice win, but if this ends up backfiring so much so that he ends up losing the win, that will be a really so unfortunate.
No disrespect to the novice trophy, I think it was worth the punt. It was worth the risk of a novice trophy versus getting something even bigger. Not good news for Super GT fans. There's a clash there between the 70 and 73, and that's Torpey on Torpey. And Harry getting through. Bad news for Super GT fans. Steve Brown has slipped down to 24th position, so he must have had some form of incident out there and has been shuffled down the pack a long way. He was running in the top 10. Down the inside there, the number 70 goes to the number 10 of Tyler Reid. 2nd black flag of the day for Mason. This is for Mason Weir this time. It's the same reason as we saw earlier. Not obeying the mechanical flag, so that is Mason Weir out of this one.
You've got to play to the whistle. It's getting really
contested. Up on the top there. The 70, and that's Sam Heading into the back of Joshua Torpey. Nathan Amos is onto the rear of Joshua Torpey now. That was all a little bit clumsy through Christmas. Sorry, JJ.
No worries at all. There goes the 80 bouncing. There goes Jordan Brown bouncing over the grass. It is still very treacherous out there for these drivers. A lot of them are handling it very well, but some of them are having a few difficulties here and there. But that incident there, I think Joshua Torpey his braking just caught out Sam Heading and possibly getting bumped from the back as well. It's just unfortunate to see. Meanwhile, battle at the front, Joseph Taylor appears to have this race under control. He has a 3.2 second gap, and in fact, whilst we've been talking about him all day, Alex Doddington is still hanging in there in 10th place. So whilst the tyres didn't quite work, it's not a complete disaster. So still fantastic little go there.
It shows how close it was to being absolutely the spot on call that he is able to hold in that position. Nathan Amos is going to go round there, and that could cause some chaos as everybody dodges Nathan Amos. Kind of just
give up.
Yeah, gives it a little bit of a shrug there, and that's the end of any kind of good position in this race. I know we've been talking about novice plates and all the rest of it. I have noted that number 72 has got a yellow plate, so I do wonder if he's come off his novice plates in the course of this event. Black flag being shown to Mason Weir again. He's currently in 8th place, won't be there for much longer. 40 seconds in this one to go. Let's have a look at the replay here. So this was the moment between Nathan Amos and I think it was the number 80 of Jordan Brown. Yeah, it was. Steve Brown did very well there to avoid all of that. That was a little bit hairy down into the braking zone. There was someone going around the outside as well, showing the skill of these X30 Senior drivers to read the situation. Oh, now that's not going to help. There's a whole load of dirt now on the racing line, or the wet line. And everyone's having to cut to the inside of it, apart from the 77 who just goes, we'll go through this, no problem. Mick Banner, 5 seconds to go. So the next time the leaders go round, Joseph Taylor just sneaked over the line before the timer expires. So 2 more laps. 82 Christian Brooks down the inside there of 23 of Joseph Aarons, who's driven back through this field pretty well. Start finish. Sorry, JJ.
No. Just say it was all very close then. From sort of 14th down in that pack is still Alex Doddington, and then he's got Steve Brown behind him now. So we'll get a good idea of we'll get a good idea of the comparative pace between an experienced slick wet weather driver and wet weather tyres there as well. But here we go then. Joseph Taylor hasn't put a foot wrong this entire race. Brief scare. Still one more lap. Sorry, I will dial it back in as we now start the final lap.
That's all right. We've all done that.
Of this quite tremendous afternoon of racing. I think this for me has to be the best final so far, just for the fact of the rain coming in and just that one driver on the wet weather tyres and making it so interesting. Up to second at one point was Alex Doddington. He's now falling towards the clutches of the rest of the intermediate drivers.
Yeah.
This could.
I'm going to note as well, Mick Banner's running on novice plates out there, so I think he's actually our top real proper novice out there, as opposed to what's been told on our timing screen. But never mind that, Joseph Taylor has been brilliant today, and he has mastered the tricky conditions at Whilton Mill. He comes around the final corner to take the win in X30 Senior here at the Fast R 2021 WMKC Championships round number 2. Lucas Ellingham, having spun on the formation lap, takes second place, and some more good points for his championship campaign. Tyler Reid gets on the podium in 3rd, Harry Torpey 4th, Alex Moody 5th, Brandon Matchell in 6th, Alex Johnston in 7th, Joshua Torpey had the fastest lap of the race on the last lap there in 8th place, Sam Heading and Vishal Patel wrapping up the top